equation of an exponential function given a graph. So first, let's talk steps. We're going to pick 2 points on the graph. Now, we say use the y-intercept if possible, because if we have the y-intercept, then we know the initial value, right? The initial value is that A value. So that's what we want. So the A is the initial value, and you can substitute the other point in to find B. Makes your life a whole lot easier. Now, go to number 3. If we don't have the y-intercept, then we're going to have to create a systems of equations by plugging in x and y into the function, solving for A and B, and then we can plug those into our exponential function in the form of f of x equals A times b to the x. So find an equation for the exponential function graphed here. Whew, okay, we've got some points. One thing to note, if we do not have the y-intercept, you should take points that are like far apart, because it'll help you have, it'll take care of like rounding issues. It'll give you a more exact answer. At any rate, you can see here that we have the y-intercept. So we know that A equals 4, because if x is 0, then A is the y value. Okay, so now I need another point, and I'm going to pick the point farthest away, which is -2, 1. So I'm going to use -2, 1 as my other point. Okay, so let's plug that in. If I have, okay, so f of x equals A times b to the x. So I know that y is positive 1. So 1 equals A times b to the -2. Whew. Okay, this is going to be fun. We're going to divide both sides by 4. So b to the -2 equals 1/4. Now recall the definition of negative exponents. When you have a negative exponent, that means that our fraction flips, right? I mean, if we remember, like 2 to the -1 equals 1/2, right? You just flip it and then the exponent goes away. So if we look at what we have, if I want this to be b squared, that means I flip it. So 1/4 equals b to the -2 is the same as b squared equals 4. This is exciting. So I know that b is either 2 or b is -2 based off of this. However, in an exponential function, b must be positive. It's a growth factor. So -2 is not an option. My b value is 2. So the function, right, for this is f of x equals, my a value is 4 times 2 raised to the x, exponential function for this graph. All right, let's go ahead and do one more. Find an exponential function for the exponential function graphed here. The vertical axis has an interval of 4. So it goes 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. That's what an interval of 4 means in this case. The points are labeled on the graph. Again, we are given our y-axis, or excuse me, our y-intercept. So again, A is 4. I don't know who created these examples, but just kidding. Okay, so A is 4. I'm going to pick another point. In this case, 2 points are away on each side. So I'm going to pick the point 236 to represent x and y. So f of x equals A times b to the x. Let's plug in what we know. Y is 36. Y and f of x are the same thing. A is 4, b to the x, and we know that x is 2 in our ordered pair. So to get b by itself, I divide both sides by 4. So b squared equals 9. That means b is 3 or b is -3. Same issue as before. B cannot be negative, so it must be a positive 3. Therefore, I have f of x equals A times b to the x. And f of x equals 4 times 3 to the x is my exponential function for this graph.